Oh, hey, Scott.
I was gonna say we were just jamming out to some Tone Loc, but go, Jenna.
Yes, we were, because we are so excited for the September Outturn preview tasting. I mean, September is probably the biggest month for us society-wise, and I mean that it's just a celebration all month long of all things society and our members who create this amazing space in the whiskeyverse. And so I'm stoked to be here. Very excited to taste these.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. 6 great whiskeys. Of course, I've been through them all. I've already chopped my reviews of them, and there's not a disappointing one in here. And of course, we've got an exciting event coming up to talk about a little bit too in New York City.
We do, yes. Should we talk about it now?
Let's
get a whiskey.
Nobody wants to hear about it right now. Yeah, let's do a whiskey or two.
Yeah, let's get a whiskey in. Well, while I already have my first one poured, but while you're getting yours poured, I'm going to do a little roll call and say hello to everyone who is here tonight. We have John Coling. Hello, John. Lovely to be seen by you here today. We have Joe Combs. He's my Georgia neighbor, sort of. He's kind of far away, but we're both still in Georgia. And Scott Freeland. We have Northwoods Whiskey Nerds, Big Dog from Cocoa Beach. We have Stuart of Butte, Michael Epstein, Ryan Mercer. Hi, Ryan. It's nice to see you here. Talked to Ryan earlier today. We have Willie Wallace and Mike Bloxam. And we have Trigby and Duke and Michael and Lady K. Hello. Oh, there's a lot of people here tonight.
Yeah, there is. Good.
This is a party.
Yeah, a lot of people tuning in early. That's good.
Yeah. This is a party. Well, hello everyone. If I didn't get to you, sorry. This list is mighty long tonight. So very exciting.
Yeah, and great whiskey to start off with. We're going to start with Distillery number 1.
Oh, we're diving in. Look, I'm so excited my camera can't focus. All right. All right, let's do it.
Yeah. This one, when I undid the seal and popped the cork, this is an 8-year-old whiskey, but it was one of the most, it was like a peated whiskey had jumped up out of that glass. Not peated, but it was floral and fruity, and it was so effervescent, really. It really surprised me.
Yeah, this is very effervescent on the nose. Mm-hmm. I agree with you there.
Yeah. Very sweet, fruity, and mellow. Just a perfect flavor profile for it. Tons of fruits, tropical notes, coconut. I call it a pina colada on this one.
Yeah, I agree. The coconut is spot on. That's definitely what I'm getting on the nose on this too. Is like coconut and ice cream. It smells cold. If that makes sense, like a coconut ice cream, and maybe that's that effervescentness, in the nostrils that's happening. But yeah, really, really nice.
Did we say the name? Lip smacking and summery, an 8-year-old Speyside, sweet, fruity, and mellow profile. Second fill ex bourbon cask or bourbon barrel is our cask type on this. 63.1%. Be available. All these whiskeys will be available tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. This one, $115.
Woo! Starting off with a high ABV.
Yeah, and it's a good lineup tonight, ABV wise. So nice, nice citrus, tropical fruits, but citrus fruits as well. A lot of lime, key lime pie, coconut, a little bit of slight nuttiness on it. Yeah, very nice indeed.
Yeah, I'm still getting that coconut ice cream with banana chips. Ooh. And yeah, there is a nutty quality, like a candied pecan or almost, like a candied pecan. So yeah, this is a coconut ice cream with some banana chips with candied pecans on the top and a little citrus syrup of sorts.
I see T. Roy is tuning in. He says, "Evening, folks. New member here from Wyoming, sipping 9.214." Well, howdy, T. Roy.
Nice.
Thanks for joining.
Hi. All right. Well, I'm diving in. Cheers.
Good. Eric Waite, Whiskey Study, says, "When does the SMWS ever begin with a low ABV?" Good point, Eric. And cheers, Jenna. Mm.
Whew.
Man, the fruit basket is so surprising on there. And admittedly, I kind of come in, you see the 8 year, and you kind of come in with low expectations, and you're like, wondering what you're going to get. And this one doesn't feel 8 years old to me. I mean, I could easily think this is a 12-year-old whiskey.
Yeah.
And there is so much fruit on this, and it's just there's tropical fruits and citrus fruits, and it's just a great combination. Full.
Yeah, this is one of those whiskeys where like nose and palate match really beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
So like everything you're getting on the nose, you're getting on the palate as well. And this is like, I wish I was somewhere tropical and beautiful and lounging, stuffing my face with ice cream and drinking this.
Kyle Armstrong points out that Distillery 1 is delicious at any age statement.
This is very true.
Second fill, yeah. So even when I saw 8 year in the second fill ex bourbon, I really expected a lighter, cask influence. And if this is a lighter cask influence, wow. Because I would have hated to see if this in a first fill would have just been bursting at the seams.
I'm getting some like weird feedback in my headphones. So give me just one quick second. I'm going to swap over here.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay. You blanked out for a second too. So
yeah. Wow. Technical difficulties, but.
Bill Monteith says this age and ABV loves water. So let's find out.
Yeah, this is definitely one I do want to add a little bit of water to. I mean, this was my first whiskey of the day. This is the first time anything's, hitting my palate. So of course, something at 63.1% is going to be a little intense. So I'm going to taste it again neat, just now that I've wet my palate, and then add a little bit of water.
Mm-hmm. Tropical fruit still scream. I mean, papaya and mango, coconut. I mean, it's like a pina colada, but add those fruits in there, as well. And creamy, light oak influence here. Nice light caramels, light cinnamon, light vanillas, and just a bunch of fruit.
This almost tastes like sweet tarts to me. I don't know where I'm getting that. There is like and maybe it's that lime that you were talking about. There is like a very tart kind of finish on the end of this that I really like. But yeah, big tropical fruits, big fruit basket. I mean, this is just like, if you like fruit bombs, this is your whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like fruit galore.
There is a little savoriness though on the tail end now with water that I'm getting that I wasn't getting before. And I think it's in my review. I call it, it's like a salt and vinegar chips.
Ooh,
on the tail end.
Oh.
Yeah, which is weird with all that fruit.
I can see that on like, when you eat too many of those and your mouth feels like a little weird. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That I think is that I can get on this whiskey, like the feeling that it leaves on your palate. But I'm going to add a little bit of water and see what I'm getting.
Sitting here, and it could be those same notes that's leaving me, but it's almost feels a little light tobacco in there with I'd say there's definite tobacco on the tail end on the finish with the water. So, but still just all the nice fruitiness up front and just throughout the mid palate. Yeah.
A little water definitely makes this a little more like creamy on the nose, like a vanilla custard or something along those lines. Give it a taste. Yeah. I can't get the salt and vinegar chips out of my head now. Like salt and vinegar chips, coconut ice cream, and sweet tarts. That sounds like a great combination to you. This is your whiskey.
Bill Monteith is asking any sulfur notes, which Distillery 1 is famous for. No. Well, I mean, maybe that's some of that kind of that salty, vinegary, meatiness, savoriness that's kind of on that tail end. But it's faint and it's very nice. It's actually it's kind of like when you put something salty and something sweet together. You don't think it's gonna mesh, but it does.
Yeah, I'm getting more of that like with water. So I agree with you. With water, it definitely brings out more of those, I guess, savory or salt and vinegar sulfury kind of notes. But even just the tiniest little bit of water really does like bring the volume down a couple of notches. Really nice whiskey. Really great whiskey to start with.
Yeah, it's an amazing 8-year-old whiskey. So, and blind, there's no way I'd ever think that was 8 years old.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
And great finish too. I mean, it just hangs on.
It lingers.
It does.
A lingerer.
All right.
Yeah. Number 1. Not bad. Not a bad way to kick this thing off.
That's a great start. And even number 2 is.
Oh,
I'll drink of water myself.
Yeah. Gotta cleanse in between whiskeys.
Let's just tease the gathering in New York again. I don't think anybody still wants to hear about it. We can probably wait a little bit.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to come to it anyway.
All right.
And Tomar, how many offerings in the Outturn tomorrow? So there are 12 different casks getting released tomorrow. So we are half of the Outturn tomorrow. So there will be 12 in total, and we'll show the list at the end. Whoa, this is very different from the first one.
This one was another one. We've had a couple lately that I think that have just been excellent examples of our juicy oak and vanilla profile.
Whoa.
And this one, again, is just another outstanding cask from that flavor profile.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so very different. Whew.
That's 39.224, an orchard moment. 10-year-old Speyside, juicy oak and vanilla. Second fill ex bourbon barrel again. 62.6% ABV. $125.
Yeah, this is very different.
Tangy, tart, vanillas, light oak. Now this is the sour sweet tarts on the nose.
Yeah.
Malty.
I don't know where my nose is today.
Oh.
Because I'm getting like a vanilla Vaseline on the nose on this. Oh. Like, you know, like the smell of Vaseline. Like, I don't know. Is that weird? There's like a vanilla sweetness to that, like creamy, ointmenty kind of profile on the nose. Really interesting. I'm really excited for this one.
Bill Monteith again, 39 in blue is a winner. Yeah, and I mean, this is, a great distillery known for, that lighter, fruity profile. Bunch of just malty vanilla goodness on the nose.
Oh my gosh. This is like a sleeper whiskey, right? Like a whiskey that like you read it on paper and like you get the nose and you're just like, okay, cool. And then you taste it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
On the palate. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's being weird. Yeah, this is really this is fantastic.
Yeah, this was actually of the 6 when I started shooting reviews. This was the first one that I cracked open and was just immediately blown away by it.
Wow. I mean, this is like
tangy, citrusy, lemons and limes, toasted, malty, little nutty again.
Mm-hmm. This is like a ginger orange biscuit. I'm getting this. Like we went from ointmenty to like gingery, biscuity, like This is so delicious. Like it goes from being like a little like earthy and like very mild sweetness on the nose to just like dense and like almost just like rich and like just intense flavors on the palate. This is awesome.
I'd say biscotti, those little,
Yeah.
the little wafer. I think is it chocolate and wafers that you have with coffee, or or is it just the wafer, the biscotti? Kind of a ginger shortbread cracker
Oh my gosh, this is
coffee.
so good. There's almost like a little like I said, I don't know where my palate's at today, but I'm getting like a little lemonade on the finish of this.
Yeah.
It's like a ginger biscuit and a glass of lemonade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Lemon and lime citrus all over.
Yeah.
Vanillas, just nice. Not like vanilla extract though, more like even vanilla wafers. It's like just a vanilla cookie or a vanilla cake.
Yeah. This is I gotta read the tasting notes on this. I should have done it for the first one and I forgot. So can't forget for the rest of them. But yeah, this is I don't know if it's because we just had a higher ABV whiskey, but like this does not come across as like, and mine's only been open for, I mean, I just opened my bottles earlier today. And like, it's not aggressive or like uncomfortable to enjoy. Like it actually sits quite nicely. Yeah, this is, yeah. Okay, I'm going to read the tasting notes real quick.
Okay.
So this says an abundance of floral fragrance merged with juicy orchard fruits, while honey and ginger combined with balsa wood and sticky pastries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Yeah. The orchard fruits, the stone fruits, and I say that some apricots and some pears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A ginger note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That is a fantastic whiskey.
I've got a drop of water on mine, and it's still a mouthful. I'm even going to put another little shot in there.
Yeah, put a little water in mine.
This one at 63, it's on there, 62.6%.
Woo!
And the first one was 63.1.
Yeah, I know. Onto your butts.
Might have to call this one early tonight.
Right? Yeah, even with water, I mean, the nose is huge. The fruits come out with water. And I put like the tiniest little amount. Wow.
I added a pretty good dose. And I love this right here. Pretty good second round, pretty good dose. I brought this down. I'm probably low 50s% ABV. And the fruit is so forward on this now. I mean, it jumped right out. I mean, it was in the front before, but it's really sweet and fruity up front now with that much water on it. Wow.
Yeah. Even just a little amount of water that I added. I mean, it is just like you said, all that fruit just comes like rushing to the front. It's almost like if you put a bunch of fresh fruit in a bowl of Cheerios.
Yeah.
And ate it.
Yep.
Like this is fantastic.
Toasted Cheerios with the little hard marshmallows floating around in it. Like me Lucky Charms.
Yeah. There's a lot happening in this whiskey.
There is. Yeah.
There's a lot happening. Yeah, this is fantastic. And this is like one of those distilleries that is, it's a blend horse. It's a workhorse distillery. And not often do we get to see it in single malt, let alone single cask form. And that's a shame because this whiskey is fantastic. But luckily, we here at the Society have access to these amazing casks, and this is a great example of that. So
yeah, two great younger whiskeys to start with. Not disappointing at all.
No, not at all. All right. Real quick before we dig into this next whiskey, I did just want to remind everyone while you're here, is that we do have a Discord channel, and it's pretty awesome, and we have a lot of fun in it, and there's some great conversation. It's a lot of whiskey talk, and I'm just saying whiskey in general. And so if you are interested in joining the Discord channel, please send myself or Scott an email. We're Scott at smwsa.com, and I'm Jenna at smwsa.com. Send us an email and we'll get the invite sent over to you so you can join in on the fun and all the great whiskey conversation. And so that's all I'll say on that. But
I was looking, we had a banner and it's, I can't find it now. It must have been in one of the files I deleted.
after drinking 6 whiskeys at 60+%. But in all honesty, when I saw that this was the lineup we were going to be tasting there, I mean, I was pretty impressed just by reading through it. And there are definitely some whiskeys, and this next one is one of those that I was really excited to taste because I really enjoyed this distillery. So
yeah, super
excited for this one. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce it. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So up next is cask 37.136 Bar Nibbles. This is a 17-year Speyside that was in an ex-bourbon hogshead, and then the remaining years were in a second ex-Oloroso hogshead. And this is at 59.8%.
So this one intrigued me from the start, being in the sweet, fruity, and mellow profile with a finish in a second fill ex-Oloroso hogshead. So I thought, well, that finish must be pretty faint.
The color.
And when I first opened it, it was faint. But I'm going to tell you, it's gotten, as the bottle's been open, that second fill Oloroso hogshead has started to show itself a little bit more. And you can see it in the color. For a second fill, it still had some pretty good influence.
That color is, I mean, we're getting into the dirt-of category here. Like, this is almost dirt-of territory, Scott.
I know. That's why I was interested with this 17-year-old and being in the sweet, fruity, and mellow profile. I was like, well, let's see how much influence that Oloroso hogshead has. But
what? What?
It's
I need a minute. I'll be back. Oh my gosh.
There is almost like a white grape nose, but there's also that Oloroso kind of syrupy, brown sugarish maple syrup in there with it, but there's lighter fruits as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting like dates and figs, but like sweeter side. Because like sometimes date and figs can be like a little more of like that savory-ish sweet, but this is like candied figs or like candied dates, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh. I just want to I can't get my nose in the glass like any further. It smells so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But like I said, when I first cracked this bottle, the Oloroso was a little fainter. It's gotten more prominent, and it's only been a few days. It was last week when I got it and opened it, but
like there's almost like the Australian licorice, like the Australian red licorices, not others, but like the Australian ones. Getting some of that on the nose.
How about black licorice?
Yeah, there is licorice is definitely happening. Yeah. But then there's almost like a herbal, what is that?
There's a little earthy rain. Yeah. It just rained in the forest.
Yeah. But there's like herbs growing all around, like sage and like mint and basil. It's all there.
Well, and I wonder if when the tasting panel first had this, like if that Oloroso wasn't showing itself too much, and then as it got bottled and sent over the ocean, it started to show itself a little bit more.
I mean, the smell of this is like, I just want to like literally shove my head into this glass.
I would throw some raspberries and some blueberries on your dates and plums.
Yeah, I can definitely get the raspberry like tart quality. There's like a little chocolate in there. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to taste this. I can't torture myself any longer. Okay.
Important whiskeys. Let me see here. Good comment. Intrigued by this one. I was wildly underwhelmed by the one distillery bottling from Distillery 37 I've tried, but it was also at 40%. Yeah, these are a whole different beast. And I was actually intrigued to try this one as well, just because. Now I like, even though they're 40%, the Distillery 37s that I've had, I've kind of enjoyed. And actually, I had them early on though in my whiskey, journey, and enjoyed them. I haven't had them for a while, but I'd had an older, like a 27 or a 29 year, which was phenomenal at cask strength. Not one of ours. It was an actual distillery bottling. But yeah, this is go with you've tasted.
I have no words. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna sit here.
Mm,
This is Scott.
mm,
This is so good.
mm.
I
Yeah.
literally can say
Ooh.
I don't know what to say.
I did just get a little bit of a char there on my inhale, which I don't know if I'd gotten before. But yeah, sweet, darker fruits, sweeter, thicker, molasses, syrupy,
Yes.
plum pie with, a raspberry topping on it. Little meaty, little savory.
Oh,
Yeah, I would throw in a little ham on top of that raspberry plum pie.
there is like a almost salty, like pinch of like sea salt on this. This is very good.
Mm.
And it is like it gets into like all the little nooks and crannies of your palate. Like it really gets in there. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Gorgeous. This is a gorgeous whiskey.
just absolutely fantastic. And that molasses note that you had mentioned,
Yeah.
I mean, that is, all the way through nose, palate, finish. I mean, that is the thread of this whiskey. I mean, this is just stellar.
I just had a very heavy, heavily cinnamon coated apple, like the beginnings of an apple pie before it's baked. Raw apple, juicy, crisp, coated in cinnamon. Yeah.
But what I love about this is it's like all of the things that we're describing are typically associated with like very sweet desserts. But this is not, the whiskey itself is not like super sweet to me. It's almost like you said, more savory and like a little salty. So it's like you're still getting all of that sweetness and it's finishing more like savory and salty.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Kim tuning in just had this at the New York City tasting. Yum. And then she follows up with fave of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, this could be hard to beat. I'll be honest. I mean, that last one we had was like, I was like, man, this is like, this came along and it's like, shit.
Ham. The pigs in a blanket, hot dogs are wrapped in like the croissant buns, but ham, like a big slice of ham wrapped in that croissant.
Ham in a blanket.
Ham in a just ham in a blanket.
Ham in a blanket.
On
That's
top,
what we're going to be serving at the gathering, by the way.
On top of that raspberry plum pie.
Right.
Wow. Gorgeous.
Yeah. I don't even want to put water in this because I just love it the way it is. So
You got to try it. You got to do it with water.
No, actually, I don't. I'm not. This moment right now is really, really special and a treat. And I'm gonna let it be. So you tell us how it is with water.
Oh well, yeah. Nice cinnamons, nutmegs, your normal Oloroso spices on the nose on this one. Bill Monteith says, I like to eat ham under a blanket, but my wife gets mad.
Oh my gosh. Like the where this hits on your palate is like all on like the sides of like the whole side of my palate is just like electrified right now with like real, like you said, like that plum. It's like plum, like syrup on top of like like cake and raspberries, and it's just like dense and gooey, and that molasses. I love that molasses note. You don't really see that particular like profile in a lot of whiskeys, and I love that this has that. Love that. Actually reminds me of like being a kid, because I grew up around horses and had horses, and we would always feed them molasses, and it was something I always loved too. And like to find that in a whiskey is very exciting.
You just reminded me of the sticky, as we called it when we were in Scotland, the sticky toffee pudding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so if you just like really freaking good whiskey, this is actually, you can't go wrong with any of them. But I mean, this is like some next level stuff.
I'm just questioning the sweet, fruity, and mellow.
I mean, honestly, I think it suits sweet, fruity, and mellow. Maybe not the mellow part, because I feel like it's really rich and like really dense.
It's a new category. It's sweet, fruity, and dirtif.
Sweet, yeah. Say something different. Sweet, fruity, and dirtif. What did you say?
Yeah, sweet, fruity, and dirtif.
Okay. All right. So this is like borderline dirtif.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Enough of. Oh wait, I didn't read the tasting notes. Got to read the tasting notes. All right, really quick, and then we'll get to the next one. Yes, I refuse to accept the profile. This says ginger ale on the nose, while to taste chocolate coconut ice cream with macadamia nuts and teriyaki beef jerky. All right. All right. All right. Man, that was
Whiskey Throttle, a Canadian fan is tuning in. It's dirtif, Daniel. DRDF.
dirtif.
Dirtif.
Dirtif. Sweet, fruity, and dirtif.
I'm going to make a picture of me pointing at DRDF going, I did that.
You did do it.
I did it.
There would be no dirtif if it was not for you. I'm going to get you a t-shirt. When I see you in New York, I'm going to give you a t-shirt that just says dirtif.
Yeah, so we are moving on to a dirtif, matter of fact.
Moving on to a dirtif. And we are going to New York.
Should we talk a little bit?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about it.
We're halfway.
Yeah. So the month of September, again, is our gathering. For those of you who have been members for quite some time, I'm sure you are familiar with the gathering. But for those of you who are not, it really is just our month to celebrate all things society, to celebrate members getting together, sharing, whiskeys and creating memories and stories and all of that great stuff. And this year, we're really excited because we are doing an in-person tasting with the whole team. So the whole team's going up to New York. And we did look before we jumped on this, and there were 100 tickets that were complimentary, and it's all sold out. We are just over the moon that everybody is as excited as we are.
Mhm.
So one thing I will say is we are starting a wait list. And so if you do want to get on that wait list for one ticket, if somebody, can't come or whatever the case is, just again, send myself or Scott an email and we'll drop you in onto the wait list for that event. And so we're really excited for those of you who are able to make it. Very excited to meet many of you. And it'll be a great time. And we'll be able to taste our gathering cask that we will be releasing later this month. I'm very excited to share all about those, but we can't tell you too much just yet.
So that did surprise me, though, and it's a good reason. Make sure you read our emails, because that one came out this afternoon, and it was the first 100 people to reserve seats at it, and it was sold out. And it was less than an hour, I want to say.
Yeah.
It was quick. People jumped on that one. So good reason. Watch your emails.
Watch your emails.
And probably number 2 is live streams with myself and Jenna, to watch. So.
Obviously.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, we'll be doing some live streaming from the event too. So that's exciting. And I think we're going to have a great time. But yeah, again, if you do want to get on that wait list, send myself or Scott an email and we'll get you added to that. And we look forward to seeing those of you who will be in attendance. So,
did you tell them who all was going to be there?
As in
from the SMWS?
Oh yeah. So the whole team will be there. Myself will be there. Zach, Scott, Ben, Tom, we'll have Brianna there. We'll have the whole crew there.
Yep. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
And actually the first time that I think, well, I mean, at least since I've been on, but even from what Ben was saying and you've said, I think it's been 3 years or so, at least since the whole team was able to get together.
I mean, Scott and I have never met in person before. We've only touched fingers.
Yeah.
Boop. Through YouTube, through camera.
Got my nose.
And I haven't seen Ben in years. And I saw Zach this summer when I was out in Los Angeles, and I got to see Tom as well. But yeah, I haven't seen the crew in better part of 3 years.
See, so, Ben is the only person I haven't met you in person, or Zach, or Tom, Brianna. So yeah,
could be a little reunion.
Yep. So. And we'll be doing a live stream from the event as well. So if you're there, you might end up on camera. We don't know.
That could happen. Anything can happen.
Right.
Let's dirt of it.
We're gonna dirt of it. With Distillery 13.89, amped up. 13-year-old Highland, deep, rich, and dried fruits. Ex-bourbon hogshead, and then it was transferred to a first fill ex-red wine barrique, 57% ABV. This one's a steal at $135 for a 13-year-old Dirta from this distillery. And on the nose, actually sweeter, char, dark. I mean, it's sweeter, dark fruits, charred, cinnamons, nutmegs, dark chocolate.
Okay. So when I opened this for the first time, when I just popped the cork open to get some air in, I even ran to my husband. I was like, smell this whiskey. I was like, it smelled like charred chocolate covered cherries.
Huh.
I popped the cork and it was just so fragrant coming out of the bottle. And so, yeah, I'm definitely getting chocolate, char, cherries.
Yeah.
There's baking spice. There's a little macadamia nut kind of sprinkled in on the top. There's a little furniture polish. And this is no E150.
No. No. All right. I'll get in on the palate. Cheers. Mm. So here's the difference between the Dirta flavor profile and the one we just came from, sweet, fruity, and mellow. This is even though we went to the last one, 17-year-old finished in Oloroso. And this one is just red. It does say red wine on the website. It doesn't say what kind of red wine, but beautiful influence from it here. And it's very, well, I want to say Oloroso, but then it's so sweet that I don't want to say Oloroso type,
There is like a very tannic kind of like note on the end, like on the finish of this, and kind of like sucks all the moisture out of your mouth. So there's like a very dry, oaky, like tinge on the back of this. That I think is really nice because the delivery in the palate's like very intense. Even at 57%, like I was like, whoa, like this is big. Wow.
Burnt caramel.
Yep.
Toffee. Dark fruits. I'm going to try to actually, it's kind of savory at the same time. It's almost like a meatiness again is almost hanging over those fruits, and I can't quite tell what they are yet.
This is like very concentrated, like red fruits.
Yeah.
Like very concentrated, like cherry and strawberry, and like almost when you have like a fruit leather. This is like a super concentrated version of that.
I've had that actually. That's pretty spot on.
And this is like, yeah. I mean, I think in a blind tasting, this would definitely be like mistaken for a fortified wine, like an Oloroso or.
Well, it does. Like I say, it does say on the website X red wine barrique. So could it be a fortified? Would it have to say fortified wine?
So, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the whiskeys that we have that are in like charred red wine barriques, those red wines are typically from Rioja in Spain, the region in Spain. So I'm not sure if this particular one is like a Spanish red wine. We would have to do a little more digging on that, but.
You know what came to mind in a good way? Imagine a strawberry kale chip.
Ooh, yes.
Like it's like the fruity sweetness of the strawberry, but there's like this vegetal, earthy note with it.
Yes, that is like spot on. Strawberry kale chips with like a little drizzle of like, I don't know, like a gooey red fruit.
Balsamic?
Yeah, but like it's not as like tangy as balsamic.
Yeah, that's it. It's really, it's fruity, it's sweet, it's dark fruits, but it's also, like I say, it's vegetal, and there's just kind of this earthy undertone from it. It's just beautiful. It's just wonderful.
There is like that chocolate cherry, like I'm getting like chocolate cherries.
Even almost an Andes mint, chocolate and mint. Yeah. A York peppermint patty.
Yeah, it's like cold.
A cherry York peppermint patty with some with some kale on it.
I was going to say, that sounds delicious, like a cherry peppermint patty.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
And you said kale, and I was like, I love kale, but not with my cherry peppermint patties. But yeah, this is.
Logan Mott is just tuning in. Says, how many did I miss? I'm late to the party. We're on bottle 4 of 6.
4 of 6.
Logan. Yep.
Dustin says kale and mint. Okay, look, Dustin, this is all I'll say, is that I remember when I first got into whiskey and I would have people say, oh, this is like Band-Aids and iodine. And I'd be like, you are weird. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you want to drink something that was like Band-Aids and iodine? And now when I find Band-Aids and iodine in my whiskey, I'm like, yes, Band-Aids.
Yeah. Or you hear, like seaweed and moss and
Yeah.
smoked fish. Dank basements. I mean, you get all these weird notes that you think, what? And it's usually good when you get notes like that. It's good whiskey.
Yeah. I get excited when I get notes like that. My favorite note to date still on a whiskey is a freshly opened like pool float, like that plasticky, like you open up a float to like blow up to put in the pool. That smell in a whiskey, oh, it's my favorite. See, we're all weird here.
I don't know if I added water yet. I better put some on this one. I know I did the one before.
New vinyl smell. Yeah, that's it. How is it with a little water?
Doesn't hurt it. Nothing else really revealing itself at this point. Still a great mouthfeel. All those notes, maybe a little sweeter now. Not necessarily fruity sweetness, almost a sugary. Sometimes you have strawberries, and then sometimes you coat them with a little sugar and you let them sit, and then that little syrup forms. Kind of like that. It's almost like a syrupy, sugary sweetness started to show with water.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Josh was asking, does it taste mentholated? And I personally don't think it does. But that feeling that you get on your palate when you have something like that, like mint or like that very cooling effect, I'm definitely getting. I don't know about you, Scott. Do you feel like it's mentholate? Like, are you getting like a mentholated?
Not real heavy. I mean, I think there's a little bit in there just to call it like the Andes mint, the chocolate covered mint type stuff, but it's not real present. It's not up front. I mean, it's hidden under. Do what?
Not like a cough drop.
Right. No, I mean, it's hidden underneath all the fruitiness, all that kind of earthiness, goodness, and vegetal kind of notes. Yeah, it's very intriguing, very good.
Yeah, very good whiskey. And I'm getting that like vegetal note on the end, like on the finish, like after I've like breathed out a few times. Like there's definitely like that weird kale, as you said, note in there.
Oh, the nice baking spices, like you said, the cinnamons and nutmegs, ginger in there, brown sugars, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of cracked pepper. Now that I was going down the spice list, but let's look at the tasting note. You want to read the tasting notes, or you want me to do it?
Go for it.
You like to do it, don't you?
I do.
It's yours.
All right, I'll do it. I was waiting for the next one. I didn't grab enough glasses. All right, so Amped Up is a well-fragranced person in a cowboy's tasseled jacket eating cranberry granola bars, Jaffa cakes, and chocolate cherry fondant candies. That's my kind of whiskey. I don't know.
I mean, definitely chocolate cherry fondant. I mean, we were calling out all that.
Yeah. Cranberry. That's that fruit we were missing, is a cranberry. But yeah, I'll eat cranberry granola bars any day, Jaffa cakes, chocolate cherry fondant.
What's a well-fragranced person in a cowboy's tasseled jacket?
I don't know. I don't own a cowboy's tasseled jacket, but maybe I need to get one.
Well,
and then
you have to be well-fragranced while wearing it.
Okay, that's easy. Delicious. Well, like whiskey 90% of the time. Come on.
All right, I got a palate cleanser, but I don't think I need it because we're going to peated.
We are. Yay.
This is a great lineup. These are 6 great whiskeys tonight. Yeah.
I mean, I feel very spoiled in this moment. I mean, these whiskeys are really, really fantastic. Ooh. All right. Dustin said a smelly guy in a thrift store jacket. thrift a jacket very close to that. So,
well, was it a smelly guy in a thrift store jacket, or was it a guy in a smelly thrift store jacket?
oh,
Two different things.
two different things. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good name for a whiskey, though. Smelly guy in a thrift store. All right.
I don't think Tone Loc sung that one.
No, definitely not that one. Ooh, okay. Speaking of smelly guy in a thrift store.
Hold on. I'm going to put up the new banner. Hold on. There we go. Yes. I just got a little bit off my thumb and rubbed my nose. Wow.
Okay, this is kind of weird. I don't want to tell you what I'm smelling. I don't want to sway you.
All right.
But
93, real quick, 93.177, crossing the event horizon, an 8-year-old Campbelltown, peated, first fill ex-bourbon barrel, 58.6% ABV, available tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, $120. This is definitely industrial. This is like coal smoke.
yeah.
Salty, maritime, citrusy, nice citrus fruits though underneath all that peat, all that coal smoke. What are you getting that you don't want to sway me?
It smells like vanilla pickles.
I've never had a vanilla pickle, but
I haven't either. Like it's like there's vanilla and then there's pickles. And it's like
salty.
Like dill,
yeah.
Like dill and salty, pickly.
Wow.
And then there's vanilla. God. Okay. All right.
Eric Waite has a third spin on that. He says, or a guy in a thrift store smelling a jacket.
Could be that.
The Whiskey Franco just got Fortune Favors the Brave. Can I say, damn it? Another 93 luring me in.
Just did.
Saw the pause though. I was like, can we say that? I think we can. Tom speaks freely. I'm not I guess I shouldn't be afraid to say damn it, after we have Tom on a live stream.
I do drop a bad word here and there.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this is like
I might trump your vanilla pickles and say vanilla olives.
Yeah. Okay. I'm there. I'm down for a vanilla olive.
I can see that.
This is so interesting. Yeah. So the last 8-year 93 that we had, Fortune Favors the Brave, was like one of my favorite whiskeys of like the past couple months. Really, really love that whiskey. But this one's very different, at least on the nose. Like I found that one to be very industrial. This one is like a little different for me.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like Kim put up melted salted butter on the nose. Spot on. I'm with you on that. There's definitely like popcorn butter and pickles, vanilla pickles.
Or vanilla olives.
Or vanilla olives, yeah. I feel like sometimes I feel like a crazy person when I say these things, but you all get it.
What's the weirdest note you've ever got?
Oh, God, I don't even know. I don't know. The weirdest? I mean,
mine was a sweaty saddle on a horse.
Oh,
on the prairie, because I've ridden horses. I've ridden horses, and the blanket and the saddle get soaked with horse sweat.
Yeah,
I know.
you're
Out on the prairie, and the dust is blowing, and everything is going, and it was like this combination. And I think it was a Distillery 53 release that I got on, but it just reminded me of that horse sweat on the prairie, or the horse sweat soaked saddle.
But I love that it's like not in a barn or like at a horse show or like, I don't know. It's on the prairie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the note that got me, Scott.
I think that's the weirdest one. I mean, I've gotten some other, weird notes and stuff, but I think that was like the most like one that sticks out, really sticks out. And you're like, I'll always remember that note.
I don't know what the weirdest one is. I mean, sometimes, like I said, I say things like vanilla pickles, and I'm like, Jenna, you're a little weird. But yeah, I don't know. I have to think on that.
Andy Pay says, please tell me there's a little Campbelltown funk in it.
Oh,
I love that from 93. So let's find out.
Yep. All right.
Cheers. Mm. Mm.
Whoa.
A vanilla sweetness got me up front, quickly overridden by the coal smoke and roasted salted peanuts.
Definitely like smoked, sooty. You do get that vanilla though. That's what I like. That vanilla is like just kind of like lingering in the background. It's like pickles, but that vanilla is back there. Olives, that vanilla is back there. This is like that sooty, like coaly, like you said, like roasty, toasty kind of palate, but like vanilla is still back there in the background. And I really like that. But yeah, this is like a popcorn, buttery, popcorny, sooty, charred vanilla. I'm getting on the palate. I think there's a lot of funk in this one.
I don't think so. I don't get it.
I don't get a lot of funk in this.
No. Nice peaty goodness, smoky, little bit of seaweed, little bit of smoked fish, smoked peanuts, roasted peanuts, salted, citrusy, vanillas, oak, delicious. Peppery, a little bit of pepper on the tail end, black pepper. Vinaigrette, Greek vinaigrette dressing on kale. No, not just a Greek vinaigrette dressing.
Horseback. And speaking of horseback, we've talked about horseback a lot because Northwood whiskey nerds like really paying attention. So kudos to you. You get extra bonus points for this. But he said, Jenna, it may have been eating cake while riding a horse through the forest. And that could possibly be, but I think that's just like I'm like living out my dreams here because I just want to do that. Just eat cake on horseback in the forest. And then I'll ride through the prairie and meet Scott where he's eating kale on his sweaty horse on the prairie.
Strawberry kale.
Oh, sorry. Strawberry kale chips.
Yeah. This one is so neat. I haven't added water yet, but it's just, it's delicious, neat. And we're at what, 58.6% ABV. But again, I mean, it's that industrial coal smoke and a little bit of maritime in this, some smoked meats, the peanuts, a little spicy, vanillas, citrusy.
Well, brine, like pickle brine. And so I think on Fortune Favors the Brave, the one we had before this, there was like, I got olives on that. That one I got like olives and sootiness. And this one I'm getting more like vanilla and pickles and brine. But I think they both still have that like really beautiful, like sooty, charry, like roasty, toasty kind of notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's good.
You know, I just off the top of my head, I don't remember what's it with Fortune Favors the Brave, how that would compare to this. I hate to pull it out and do a comparison here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it still available?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But no, this is, I mean, for another, an 8-year-old from Distillery 93.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much going on with which is going to come up. I remember that because when I was doing my review of this, I kind of kept calling out all these different things and going, and more kept showing itself. And
Yeah.
it's on the it's on the label why, or kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, this is one of those whiskeys that you can sit with for a while and
Yeah.
really, like dig a bunch of stuff out. But let me read the tasting notes real quick.
All you.
So it says, set aside a few hours to write down all the weird and wonderful flavors to be found in this great peated black hole of a dram.
Yeah. I like the black hole on it because black hole just meaning it's going to suck you in and you're not going to escape and you're just going to keep finding. I think it's more and more is going to get revealed and show itself with this one. But I find it interesting as well. Like you remember on Fortune Favors the Brave, the olive notes, and then also like maybe vanilla olives with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. This one definitely much more vanilla on the palate of this. And yeah, this one is, yeah. And Ryan said it's sold out. So if you did miss that one, then surprise. Yeah, this is, I really do love, like, even on the finish, like I've had water and that like vanilla note is still just like, and I don't really find a lot of vanilla on 93s, to be honest. I typically like find that on 53s. I don't really find it very often on 93s, but I'm definitely getting like a really nice thread of that all the way throughout. So
I'm getting the peat. I don't know about the vanilla, but I'm definitely getting the peat still from my last sip.
Yeah. Yeah, this is in our peated flavor profile.
Yeah.
It's nice
and
another one.
We're going, what?
Another one. All right. The final whiskey.
Everybody's applauding. Yes, 2 peated whiskeys.
All
right.
I'm excited for this one.
Yep. 53.391 Dark Secrets. 9-year-old Isla, peated, double cask maturation here in ex-bourbon hogshead, and then it was transferred to a second fill ex-Oloroso hogshead. 56.2%, our lowest of the evening. $130 available tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
So again, I've shot my review. When I popped this, I expected seeing that second finish in second fill ex Oloroso. I expected less Oloroso influence. That cask has already had, and it's just a finish short term in a cask that used to hold Oloroso sherry, and then it had whiskey in it, and now it's got whiskey in it again. But for a 9-year-old and the finish, it's got a pretty good. It looks like what's a pretty good influence from that second fill Oloroso hogshead.
Yeah, just on the nose too. Like you said, I expect it to be a little more subdued, and it's not.
It's still the peat is the first thing that you get, and you get this sweetness, this dark fruit.
This is like, I mean, this could almost there's like a sprinkling of dirt on the nose on this.
Yeah. Nice. I want to, there's dark chocolate that's really bitter, but I want to say like dark caramel. If there was such a thing as like dark caramel, maybe there is.
Yeah.
That's just different. That's just darker, more toasted, more burnt than regular caramel. I don't know, but little bit of raspberry, little bit of syrupy.
I'm almost getting a little like bananas Foster on the nose.
Oh, yeah, good call. Wow.
Like you said, like that burnt like sugar. And then there's like a little warmth, but it's like banana warm. But there could be like raspberries on the top. There's like a freshness about it.
Well, and Logan Mott has a good point. He says it could have been a short-term first fill finish. So, yeah, so maybe the first whiskey that was in that Oloroso hogshead, it was only a short term that it was in there, so maybe it didn't extract as much Oloroso from the wood as sometimes, but who knows? But I just got the usual 53 smoked salted peanut on the nose.
I tasted it.
Yeah. And Dale Barbu says, Scott, there is a dark caramel. Yeah. Important whiskeys. Don't know that I've had a sherry finished 53. Very intrigued. You didn't get throw away the cork then from our from the festival releases this year. That was an 8-year-old Distillery 53.
Yeah.
3 years in a first fill Oloroso hogshead. Simply gorgeous.
That was
one of the best whiskeys I've had.
Silly.
Wow.
But this whiskey is a little silly.
Smoked peanuts, roasted salted peanuts was the first thing I got.
That's literally what I was going to say. It's like, it is so peanutty.
Uh-huh.
I was like waiting. I was like, don't say it because then you'll sway him. Not into your head, Scott, and I swayed you anyway. I mean, it is like roasted peanuts, and like, oh my god, like I can't get that out of my head now. Like a little soy sauce, maybe.
Worcestershire. But still on the palate. So here is on the nose, I think more of that Oloroso cask was showing. It's not so much on the palate though. There is some here, but I think this is that second fill. It's a lighter influence here. Throw away the cork was a first fill Oloroso, 3 years in a first fill Oloroso. It was much more present. It was much more, peat and Oloroso. This one still, I think that peat and that Distillery 53 salted peanut is up front. And in the background now, you start to get a little bit darker, a little bit more of those fruits start to show up, but still not. I think that's where that second fill is really showing itself here. There's just a light influence here on the palate from it.
So for me, in the beginning, I get chocolate, like milk chocolate, like creamy milk chocolate. Like once it's like, like I've finished it, it's that roasted peanut is just like rushes to the front of my palate. And there's like, I get a little bit of fruits. Like I think that raspberry note, and maybe it's just because it's in my head, but that raspberry note, there's like a freshness, like brightness about it. But like, it's like chocolate and then like roasted peanuts for me.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, I want to like make cookies with this.
I would go with a little like a raspberry reduction or like a raspberry drizzle kind of on that dark chocolate, that chocolate. But really, as far as, when you think of some of the Oloroso finishes and you're looking for a lot of those prominent notes, I don't think they're here. This is where that, like I say, I think that kind of that lighter influence, that second fill is paying off because you're still getting a lot of 53 character here with some of that dark chocolate, those chocolate notes, little bit of the raspberry showing. But yeah.
This is really fantastic. I mean, it's almost like a milk chocolate candy bar with roasted like peanuts in it. Like if I could condense this down into a candy bar, I would eat it. And then obviously there's the peat aspect of it. So it's like a peated chocolate candy bar with peanuts.
And I think if you were one that didn't like, and I don't know anybody that doesn't, but if you don't like peated and sherried whiskeys, this one may appeal to you because I really think that there's not a lot of that heavy. It's not a sherry bomb and a peat bomb combined.
Not at all.
It's more like a peat bomb with a little bit of a sherry influence on it.
Yeah.
And just very nice.
Yeah. We definitely get more of that sherry influence on the nose. Much on the palate for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is.
Again, doesn't disappoint. And the end of 6 bottles tonight. And I mean, they've all been gorgeous whiskeys, excellent whiskeys. And we're lucky to be able to get to try them for you, for everybody watching.
This is a real treat.
I had a drop of water here. We'll see, but there's a little bit. It's got a little bit of tobacco, almost like a cigarette ash on the nose, along with the peat. The roasted peanuts brought out a little bit more of a tobacco type note.
Yeah, I can almost see that cigarette ash.
Yeah.
Like finish after I drink some water.
Yeah. This is going to surprise people. Water helping this one. Ooh. Ooh. More earthiness, more maritime, salty goodness showing. Smoked seaweed on smoked fish. Wow. Little bit more of the sweetness showing, but really bringing out more of the earthiness, peatiness. Oak influence. Nice. Wow.
Yeah, with a little water on the nose, I almost get like chocolate yams, like, you know, like Thanksgiving style, like sweet potato souffle with like chocolate in it, with a little bit of water on the nose. So like the nose changed a lot for me. But on the palate, I'm still getting just like peanut brittle and milk chocolate. It's like really creamy. Like the viscosity of this whiskey is like super creamy. I mean, this is just a really freaking good whiskey.
Yeah. The Whiskey Franco says a great Outturn with some very unique and interesting sounding bottles. My wallet is yelling from across the room, parentheses, where I threw it before this preview, just in case.
Hey, got to do what you got to do.
Well, he just threw it across the room. He didn't lock it up, you know, in a safe or anything.
You could get up and go to the other side of the room and pick it up.
Richard Cannon, sorry. Whoops. Too late. All right, I give up. What the hell does DIRTIF mean? Deep, rich, and dried fruits. That was an abbreviation we came up with a while back. Yep.
That you came up with. That is a Scott original. DIRTIF is a Bruno original.
DIRTIF. I'm a DIRTIF. Deep, rich, and dried fruits. One of our flavor profiles. But no, I was typing up it's since changed. At the time, you could only have like 100 characters in the scrolling banners like this when you have a banner up. And so whatever it was I couldn't fit it. I had to abbreviate something because I had deep, rich, and dried fruits spelled out. So I made it DRDF and called it DIRTIF during the stream. And it's stuck.
It's stuck.
But now they've upped. It's like 250 or 300 letters or something for a banner now. So they've But at the time you couldn't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's DIRTIF for life now.
I'm going to make the sticker with me pointing at it going, I did that.
You have to do it. Oh.
I would get Lady K says I have a DIRTIF shirt. I would get a DIRTIF tattoo, I think.
I know a guy. If you want to get a DIRTIF tattoo, you just
All right. Well, hey.
All right. Shall we share the list?
Let's share it.
All right.
Get your screen grabs ready. Let me turn the banner off here. And we'll share 12 whiskeys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. There you go.
There is the full list. So the bottle of the month is cask 18.43, the finishing touch for those of you who are in the bottle of the month club. What else we got in there? We have a 122. Haven't seen one of those in a little while, so excited to see that. We got an oldie 38, which I know we had some members actually asking when we were going to have a 38 again. And tomorrow is when.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah. 26-year-old. I didn't see
yeah.
that one. We should have reviewed that one.
Right? And we have a 71 and a 70.
Enter the layer.
Yeah. So that is your list for tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. All right.
I think we got 6 of the best casks available.
Geez, these were like silly.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, even starting, with the 8-year-old that we started with, Lip Smacking and Summary from Distillery 1.257. I mean, that was just a gorgeous 8-year-old whiskey. Going through the 10-year-old Juicy Oak and Vanilla 39.224, a great example of that profile. Just a great whiskey overall. And then our second fill, Oloroso, finished 17-year-old in the sweet, fruity, and mellow profile.
That one was just so surprising. Like,
yeah.
That one just totally just like blew me away. I just tasted that and I was like, what the hell is going on?
And our 13-year-old Dirtiff from Distillery 13, 13-year-old Distillery 13, amped up again.
Yep.
Great notes on that one. And then finishing with our 2 peated whiskeys, 93.177 from Campbelltown. So much going on with that one. And then our last one, Distillery 53, finished in a second fill, Oloroso, Hogshead, and all gorgeous whiskeys.
Yeah, really, really fantastic stuff. And before we go, I do have to read the tasting notes for the last.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
All right. So this is a smoked seafood platter merged with marmalade glazed ham, while tarry ropes tied around crab meat with molasses treacle and singed prunes. All right.
See, really singed. They get prunes being an Oloroso note. Really, most of the notes that they're given, even on the label, are, smoked seafoods, maritime, peaty notes, and then on the end is this prune note, which is really, I mean, there's a little bit of that sweetness in there with it, but it's really a great distillate from Distillery 53.
Yeah,
with those to me on the palate, those subtle Oloroso notes.
Yeah, I feel like the 53s are, at least for me, I think it's like the one distillery that's like so consistent for me, but also so surprising in all of the casks that I try. Like I really can't think of 153 that I've just been like, meh, all right, it's good. But I don't know what it is about that distillery that I'm just very, I don't know, very impressed by them. So
yeah,
good stuff. So yeah. So
I think we should. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I just so live tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time for all of these. And if you have any questions about them, please feel free to send myself or Scott an email. We are more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And if you want to get on that wait list for the event in New York City, again, send us an email and we'll get you added to that. And lastly, while you're at it, while you're emailing us, if you want to be invited to the Discord channel, we will definitely get the invite sent over to you. So feel free to add that into your request as well.
Guys, we got 80 members in there right now. It's going really good. And I got to remind myself to go in there and check it because I'm not the best at that. So I do need to check Discord more often. But there's just some great whiskey conversation and stuff going on in there. I mean, it's a great, it's a meeting room, a chat room, basically for members. We got to verify your membership. If you want to be in there in the Discord, email myself, Scott at smwsa.com or Jenna at smwsa.com. We'll verify that you're a member. We'll shoot you over an invitation to come into the Discord room. And I think it's really going good. So
a lot of fun, a lot of good conversation going on over there. So, yeah. And then for those of you who will be in New York at the event, we can't wait to see you in person.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we'll just
see you in person.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be fun.
I know.
And we're there for a couple of days. So.
Oh God.
I think we'll close on John Colleen's comment. He says, thank you, Scott and Jenna. You guys rock. So much fun.
Oh, well, thank you. We had a great time. We had a great time too. So
That's right. Remember, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society whiskeys are not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Cheers.